The Kansas City Chiefs have always been at the center of football headlines, but the latest revelation has left the NFL world shaken. A statement from within the organization, tied directly to one of its most influential figures, has sparked intense conversations. Fans expected confidence and routine optimism, but what was released stunned even the most loyal followers. It was not a casual remark. It was an admission that carried weight, depth, and implications for the future. In a league where words are measured carefully, this one landed like a thunderclap. Supporters flooded discussions with shock, disbelief, and curiosity, wondering what could have motivated such honesty at this stage of the season. The Chiefs, known for their stability under pressure, suddenly found themselves in a storm of speculation. This is not simply about one comment. It is about how truth, when spoken openly, can ripple across an entire team and fan base. The release of this statement is more than a headline. It is the start of a story that demands deeper understanding. To grasp the gravity of what was said, one must step back and understand the context. The Chiefs have carried immense expectations over recent years, with every season viewed through the lens of championship pursuit. Pressure builds not only on players, but on the leadership core that defines the team's identity. The comment released now reflects the cumulative weight of success, struggle, and constant scrutiny. It did not appear in isolation. It emerged from months of preparation, battles on the field, and the unrelenting demand for perfection. Kansas City has been measured against dynasties of the past, often judged by whether dominance can be sustained. Within such an environment, candor becomes rare, making this statement even more remarkable. It pierced the surface of routine optimism and hinted at challenges beneath. Understanding its significance requires connecting it to the journey of the Chiefs as a whole. How triumph has been achieved, how obstacles have been overcome, and how voices inside the organization carry meaning far beyond a single moment. Leadership defines every great NFL team, and in Kansas City, it has been both a strength and a necessity. The release statement shines a light on the pressures faced by those entrusted with guiding the franchise forward. Whether from a star player or a key coach, words spoken publicly can reveal the burdens carried privately. Leaders are often expected to show resilience without hesitation, but the reality is more complex. Behind closed doors, every decision is dissected, every performance questioned, and every future plan scrutinized. The Chiefs' leaders know their voices carry influence not just in the locker room, but across the league. This revelation serves as evidence that even the strongest shoulders can feel the strain of expectation. Fans may see confidence on Sundays, but words like these show the unseen weight of responsibility. Leadership is not only about victories, it is about acknowledging challenges, and in this case, the comment revealed both honesty and vulnerability at the highest level. Inside the Chiefs' locker room, every word spoken publicly resonates privately. When a statement of such magnitude is released, teammates listen closely. Some may feel encouraged, interpreting the honesty as a sign of authenticity and unity. Others may feel unsettled, wondering what it means for their own futures and for the team's direction. The balance between motivation and doubt is delicate, especially in a season where momentum matters deeply. Veterans likely recognize the reality behind the words, having experienced the cycles of pressure and scrutiny. Younger players, however, may struggle with the weight of implications as time goes. Here, focus remains on growth and proving themselves. The ripple of such honesty challenges every individual to reflect not only on the message but on their role in responding to it. The locker room thrives on trust, and this moment tests that foundation. Whether the effect becomes divisive or galvanizing depends on how the Chiefs interpret the truth revealed through this surprising release. For fans, the release of such a statement is more than information. It is an emotional jolt. Chiefs supporters, among the most passionate in football, are accustomed to believing in the resilience of their team. This revelation challenged that belief, forcing many to confront questions they rarely consider. Social platforms erupted with immediate reactions, ranging from frustration to admiration for the honesty displayed. Some saw it as a needed moment of transparency, while others feared it signaled deeper cracks. The fan base, deeply tied to the team's identity, feels every shift with intensity. Arrowhead Stadium has always represented unity and strength, but this comment reminded supporters that even heroes can voice doubt or pressure. Reactions are still unfolding, but one thing is certain. Fans will not forget the moment they read those words. For them, the shock is personal because it challenges the narrative of certainty and dominance they have long embraced. It is a reminder that loyalty and emotion are inseparable in football. The media thrives on moments that blur the line between sport and drama, and this revelation provided the perfect storm. Headlines amplified the shock, talk shows debated the meaning, and analysts dissected every word as though it were a play on the field. Some presented the statement as a moment of weakness, while others framed it as powerful honesty that could unite the team. In an era where every comment becomes magnified, this release spread rapidly across platforms, reaching audiences beyond Kansas City. Reporters sought additional context, speculating about timing, intent, and future consequences. Media pressure can shape narratives just as much as on-field performance, and this moment proved no different. For the Chiefs, the challenge lies in managing perception while maintaining focus on the game. For Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and others at the center, their every move will now be examined under a sharper lens. The media has transformed one comment into a storyline that will linger throughout the season. While fans and media react emotionally, rival teams see opportunity. Every perceived fracture within the Chiefs' foundation becomes a potential advantage. Coaches across the league are analyzing the released statement, asking whether it reflects vulnerability that can be exploited by. Rival players interpret it with mixed feelings. Some respect the honesty, others see it as a crack in Kansas City's armor. In professional sports, perception often shapes preparation, and opponents now enter games with an additional layer of motivation. If the Chiefs appear shaken, rivals will attempt to press harder, intensifying physical and mental challenges. Yet history has shown that Kansas City often thrives when doubted, turning skepticism into fuel. This revelation, therefore, becomes a double-edged sword. It may embolden rivals, but it could just as easily sharpen the Chiefs' resolve. The NFL is a league of margins, where psychological edges matter. The statement released now becomes of that ongoing chess match, influencing not only the Chiefs but their challengers. Beyond the emotional and competitive impact lies a quieter but equally important layer: economics and long-term strategy. The Chiefs are not just a football team but a multi-million-dollar enterprise shaped by contracts, sponsorships, and public image. A statement of this magnitude affects how stakeholders view stability and direction. Sponsors value consistency, while management balances performance with financial planning. If the release hints at uncertainty, executives must carefully evaluate its implications for future decisions, including player contracts and roster investments. The NFL operates within a strict salary cap, and moments like this can accelerate discussions about resource allocation and long-term planning. Strategically, the Chiefs must consider how to turn transparency into strength, ensuring that the narrative does not overshadow performance. Financial stability and competitive dominance are intertwined, and this revelation brings both into sharper focus. It is a reminder that every word spoken at the professional level carries not only emotional weight, but also tangible economic consequences that extend well beyond the field. Behind the headlines, the strategies, and the reactions lies the human truth of the moment. NFL players and coaches are not machines. They are individuals carrying burdens that few can fully understand. The statement released now reflects a glimpse into that reality. It is a reminder that greatness comes with pressure, and even the strongest voices occasionally reveal vulnerability. For Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, or any leader within the team, honesty can be both liberating and risky. Fans may interpret it as weakness, but it also highlights authenticity in an environment often dominated by scripted optimism. The human element makes this story resonate more deeply, because it strips away the illusion of invincibility. Players are driven by pride, responsibility, and passion, yet they remain susceptible to fatigue, doubt, and reflection. This revelation connects supporters more closely to the humanity behind the helmets. It is a moment where truth bridges the gap between icons and individuals, reshaping how we view the game itself. The release of this statement will be remembered not just as a fleeting headline, but as a defining moment in the Chiefs' journey. It revealed honesty in a world where carefully managed narratives dominate, and it reminded everyone that even the strongest teams face challenges beneath the surface. Whether this moment becomes a fracture or a rallying cry depends on the choices made in its aftermath. The Chiefs have built their era on resilience, adaptation, and unity, and this test is no different. Fans may be shocked, rivals may sense opportunity, and the media may amplify speculation, but within the organization lies the power to define the narrative. This revelation will either symbolize vulnerability or demonstrate strength through transparency. In the end, legacies are shaped not by avoiding challenges, but by confronting them openly. For Kansas City, this moment stands as both a risk and an opportunity, a reminder that greatness is forged not in silence, but in the courage to speak and act with truth.